I was watching today
the
situation in Gaza and what is happening to it has now reached famine level.
Genocide.
Yep.
Israel's committing genocide.
Trump announced that now he was going to work with Israel to get the food there, except Israel's already been in charge of it. And you can't be a party to the war and be responsible for getting supplies to the other side.
I want you to know, I'm not blaming the Israelis because it's not the Israelis, it's Netanyahu. I mean, the Israelis, Netanyahu gets protested all the time. The Israelis are like, hey, you can't
They
just
were protesting him
before
this started.
Yeah.
They were protesting outside of their Supreme
So
Court.
I'm on the
decision.
I'm on the Israeli side, but when you see what Netanyahu's doing, and then you see, it's so obvious that people can't get it. Like, they released a video where it said, Trump Gaza #1. There was a song. They did a song and a video.
They're also using those aid sites as traps.
Yes.
So they're luring. There was one. They're doing like a Women's Day where all the men would trek to the site to get their food, to get water, etc. And then they would have a Women's Day, and they would invite them and say, "Yeah, it's safe. Come over here." And then on the way they'd be picking them off.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
people
fucked
are
up.
dying from starvation.
And how are we not
already?
Yes.
They've crippled the aid coming in. You see the videos of those little kids with their bowls like through the fence trying to get something put in their bowl.
There was a woman they interviewed. She said
dying.
She started putting mint in their water because she didn't have any food. And so here's where we are. We now have something going on that is so heinous, and here's why you're not hearing about it. So if you go down the list of who owns the media companies, ABC is owned by a Trump donor. CBS is owned by a Trump donor. NBC is owned by a Trump donor. Yes. MSNBC is, yes.
Well, not completely, right? We looked this up. It was Comcast, right?
It's owned by, I just saw a whole list. All the media is owned by people that have donated to the Trump campaign.
Are they saying? I mean, I just think.
And then you got a deal. And then you got the deal. You got basically the deal. They just got rid of Stephen Colbert.
It's Comcast.
Because he's been beating the shit out of Trump in the funniest way. As we were just talking about, George Orwell said, every joke is a tiny revolution. So now he's getting rid of the joke tellers.
Yeah.
Now he's getting rid of the people that are funny. And
he truthed that Jimmy Kimmel and Fallon are next.
Yeah.
The president is
getting into
threatening
this.
Nighttime talk show host.
You know, when I say he's a thin-skinned coward every time, really, dude, the comedians are the problem, but Putin's your buddy.
And wasn't the Colbert Show like the #1 show on the station?
Colbert said that. He said something like, he goes, we're the #1 show now. So you're not making any money.
Right.
That's weird, huh?
So your business is, so CBS is going to be gone then.
Well, so Comcast that would be shareholders. And I mean, I guess if you're looking for shareholders, anytime you get into a lot of, people with that much money, you're going to get into people you would consider to be right-leaning, except the channel is a left-leaning news organization.
Well, Katie Turaside, MSNBC.
Well, she's just a bitch. BlackRock, Vanguard, JP Morgan Chase, Dodge and Cox, Geode Capital Management.
JP Morgan Chase, who paid off Epstein's victims.
Yes.
And a Deutsche Bank, who paid off Epstein's victims.
Well, Deutsche Bank's not in here.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean,
but BlackRock, BlackRock is it BlackRock? What's the one that owns? So one of these
Blackstone.
One of these companies owns 350,000 rental units that 70% are unoccupied.
That's BlackRock,
and they keep cranking the rent.
Yeah,
and you just go. Here's what I don't get. Here's what I don't get. Now, as I get older, people say you get more conservative as you get older, and I haven't found that with me. I've gone the other way. Life doesn't work unless you're helping other people. It doesn't work unless you're being good to somebody else.
Yeah.
And by the way, and it's also why I'm not angry. The one thing I've noticed about these right wing, they're fucking angry.
Yeah, they're miserable with their super yachts.
Yeah, but how are you a billionaire and you're pissed?
I have family members who
angry.
You won the election. You guys won,
and they're still mad.
And they're mad, but they're also really provocative. If you talk to them, you can't just have a normal text conversation. There's always, it's got to be something about, oh, well, your president did this about Biden, or, well, you know, it's like always a ding, ding, ding. Like, are you okay?
Do you know I gave him back? I did that back to
but
somebody.
Are you guys okay? Like, we're not doing that to you. I'm just trying to have a normal conversation that doesn't involve politics with a sibling.
But here's why the Civil War happened. I believe. So we've got. Here's what I think. And not, if anyone gives a shit, and if you're watching, you probably give a shit. If you don't, I don't give a shit. That you don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. So that was actually my brain.
Well,
farting.
I give a shit.
In my head, I heard.
I give a shit if they don't give a shit about you not giving a shit, because I think you should give a shit.
I think that we are at a place now. I think the Civil War ended up happening because people got to this place where we can see we are Indiana Jones. We're at the beginning when you see that fucking ball rolling, and you're like, "Oh fuck, we're there right now." And
well, Trump stole the
amulet, but we got to turn and run now, and then we're going to be running. And so I think we're all afraid of what's coming, and I think that's what happened in any big conflict in a country when there's a civil war of any kind, is that people see what's coming and they're like, we can't have just be quiet.
This is going to be very interesting.
We'll just don't talk about it
because they geographically were separated, and if you wanted, you could just go up there or go down there, and which I had a great grandfather who fought for the North.
They fought for the North. Yeah,
you can't say that out loud. And my great grandmother, grandma's mom, took my mom into the back bedroom closet to tell her that had happened, because
like you're in the South, you really can't even talk about the Civil War.
No, he fought for the North.
That's extra
My
crazy.
Southerners
Is this too
know.
soon?
They know.
Still
to
can't
say
talk about
that
it?
he left to go fight for the North.
He left to go fight.
It will always be too
She was
soon.
doing an impression.
I love that you always say, "Yeah, you always make fun of me. I can't say one little thing wrong." And you are.
I was just saying.
Everyone that listens, you guys see him do it. Last week,
she was just talking how they talk.
Last week, I said something.
I'm going to fight for the North. That's it's like,
yes, they went and fought for the North, and my great grandmother took my mother into the back bedroom to tell her this.
That had to be 100 years. We can't even buy a Lincoln. That's how bad it is. None of us drive Lincolns. Ain't gonna happen.
You're right. They're still angry,
a big deal.
And they're still mad about monuments. And Hegseth is renaming things back to Confederate. Like, there's still anger. Like, weird. Like, why is it going back in time?
But my point being, we're not geographically separated so much now.
Right,
we're mixed.
All connected.
Yeah, we're all over. Purple states and
Internet
California. I mean,
TV,
blue, red, blue. I mean, I don't know how that would play out. Everybody meet at the Mason-Dixon line. Where are your colors?
Every state gets its own. And here's the thing: is
bring
that,
a stick.
People that are still, I've said this for years. So the people that are flying the Nazi flag and people that are flying the Confederate flag, those were literally the biggest historical losers of all time.
They were anti-democracy and what
That's
America's
not the view.
Anti-Americans. They were literally by body count and by what they lost. They are the biggest losers of all time. Germany was leveled.
Well, also, if you look back historically at the Civil War and how the North was viewed as far as progress, just like with industry and education, and then you had these Southern people who were mad that they couldn't own people. And it's a very similar delineation.
Just like today. So you say.
Right.